Welcome, everybody, to the campaign. Welcome to D&D. This is your DM, Matt. I do have a question to get us started today as we start this new campaign, and I'm going to start with Mario this time. Mario, what is your favorite donut?
I don't love donuts.
I respect it. Aiden, what's your favorite donut?
Blueberry, by far.
Good choice. Paul, same question.
Just straight up glazed.
Right, classic. Marcelo?
I don't know how it's called. When I did high school here, I was an exchange student. It was a really cheap one, I think $1 donut or so that they sell at school with chocolate on top. I don't know why, but the dough tasted really well.
Oh my goodness, it sounds good. Toby, do you have an answer for this?
Jelly filled.
Jelly filled.
But not cherry filled, because I like it when it's some other. I've had raspberry filled and blueberry filled. Those are both really good.
Oh my goodness. My favorite donut in recent days has been the lemon blueberry donut in Boston. It has a filling with fresh blueberries in it. It's so good. Oh my goodness. So folks, the name of this campaign is Dungeons and Donuts. There will be food puns. Hopefully this will be fun. We're going to get started. So, aha! The perfect donut. Stretching his arms out of his pressed white chef's coat is the wizard of local renown, Morgan Whamsey, eyeing his latest treat, balanced in between his thumb and his forefinger. Aha! That there's a good one. Yeasty brioche dough, the strawberry icing is dripping down the sides in the middle like a hot piece of butter on a summer's day. He takes a bite. Dang, that's a donut right there. I did a good job today. Morgan reaches for a piping bag and squeezes some more icing on a few other donuts that have been resting by the side and ends up decorating a half dozen golden treats in the kitchen. 6 is better than 1, they say. Speaking of which, and he shifts his body from the main wooden table in the kitchen and plating area and shouts at his saucier. Henri, you done heard? When the new ones are getting here, the recruits, how many of them are coming this time? 6? 7? Tomorrow's charity dinner ain't gonna go off without a hitch. If they don't get here in time, you heard? A very fatigued voice mutters back. Oui, chef. They should be here. Tout suite. Patience. And in response, Morgan closes his eyes in deep satisfaction as he keeps chewing on another bite of his fluffy baked donut, wipes some of the icing off the side of his lips, and then nods to himself. Yeah, a mighty success. I hope these new recruits will be a success as well. Not like the last ones. And so our journey begins on a calm, late autumn Freitag morning. It's the 9th day of Listopad, which is the 10th month of the year. Listopad is the season of the falling leaves. And as the breeze blows maple and mahogany-colored detritus off the dirt road, a group of new recruits rides in a wooden cart alongside each other on the way to the city of Paranxi, which is one of the 7 sisters in the province of the 7 Sisters here on the continent of a world known as Virlinia. So all of you have spent some time before in the Central Lands, which are known for its verdant forests, its magnificent viticulture, and shall we say the good life, which you also hope to experience at some point after getting some coin from a task that you hope to complete in the city of Paranxi. Paranxi, you know, is a white stone citadel whose many residents enjoy retirement by the gentle breezes of the Malagasy Ocean. Their salt pans and clam farms help furnish local pubs and restaurants with delicious flavor and protein. Some of you might even have a friend living here in Paranxi. This part of Virlinia has always captured your imagination. These grand lands before you glimmer with sparkling energy as your cart bounces and speeds by on these rolling roads past farms and the amber-colored leaves of the autumn forests. But the road begins to bend into a darkened part of the wood. And a few of you are having memories of your youth where you heard stories of the secrets of the province, menacing monsters defending their lairs, wondrous magic from wizards far and wide. But now it's you who are setting foot into what you hope will be an exciting and maybe even life-changing adventure. Traveling through these darkened forests, your mind begins to wander as to what their future holds. And so as your eyes are adjusting to the darkness and the speed of this bumpy cart ride, you're all sitting in anxious silence, eyeing one another, your new group of workmates. Apparently, the 5 of you have all been hired to do this job. You've all answered a call to deliver a cart of precious cargo to a wizard in the city of Paranxi, a certain spellcaster named Morgan Wamsey. An up-and-coming chef, you all have heard rumors about him being a wizard, known for inventive dishes, also known for having deep pockets of some unknown origin. However, a job is a job, and a job with Morgan Wamsey's name on it was what lured you here to what surely will be an adventure. Lately, you've been feeling desperate to do just about anything for some coin. What is this precious cargo in the cart? It is several packages of fresh, creamy mozzarella wrapped in white paper, sitting in a crate. It's very heavy, these huge packages of wrapped mozzarella. As the 5 of you were kind of like sitting in the cart, eyeing one another and thinking about this delivery, your attention turns to the person driving the cart. Holding the reins of a pair of donkeys leading the cart is a 3-foot-tall, red-headed, freckle-faced gnome dressed in a dark coat with red and yellow military-type stripes and epaulettes, like those shoulder things with fringe. Epaulettes with gold trim and brass buttons. The stitching on this coat is quite exquisite, indicating this person maybe comes from money or is former military, or maybe they're just being paid well for their job or some combination of this. You've already met her this morning. Her name is Bilma Thistleshield. Early this morning, she picked you up from a small village called Gurumada, which is a small place ensconced just east of the Mlashtina swamps. Gurumada is a dreadful place, only really known for being a pit stop to pick up new day workers to work in the province of the Seven Sisters. People don't stay in Gurumada very long, so all of you feel very happy that you've been picked up, as promised, to go to Paranxi, assuming you and your cargo can get there safely. At the moment, everybody in the group is kind of eyeing one another nervously. You haven't been on a mission like this before, and to be hired like a courier in this manner, it's not that it's necessarily beneath you, but you're starting to feel like maybe it would help to get to know some of the other couriers, and maybe if you cooperate and do a job well done, the coin will be even more worth it. Mario, could I ask you to introduce your character, tell us what you look like and what you're thinking and doing in this moment?
The first thing that everybody notices is that, of course, they haven't. It's an high elf. Is a young high elf, and he's been trying several times to read from his books. He seems more drawn towards his books, and that is probably something that you're noticing several times. He's very young. He's 120 years, but for an elf, he's quite young. He seems to care a lot about appearances, but he's also without basically much money, and so he's trying his best for what he can. Those that sit next to him might have noticed two things. One, that he's very interested in this mozzarella thing. Dividing his attention towards that and the book that he has, and also that there's a little bit of a smell of cheese on here. Nothing dramatic, but if you're next to him, after a while you do start wondering: is it him or is it me? As for him, his name is Aramis. He looks quite uncomfortable. He's probably not accustomed to travel with people, both of different race, but also not like his, which is quite distinctly a wizard. And so I think he's eyeing at everybody. The person he might be the most curious about, because if I understand correctly, is another elf. He might have pushed his eyes towards the other elf a couple of times as a curiosity to see if he recognized that person or even the provenance. But he's not the kind of person that starts a conversation easily. So Aramis might not have started anything yet.
Aramis kind of makes some eyes in the direction of both Toby's character, and Aiden's character, who are sitting next to one another and are the closest to the shipment of cheese. So they're both kind of seated towards the rear of the cart at the moment. Toby and Aiden, would you mind introducing your characters and what you look like? Maybe starting with Toby?
Alright, my character's name, Edric. Edric is just looking around very, very awkwardly. Doesn't know whether to, start a conversation or not. And it's just, waiting for someone else to, take on the role of, starting the conversation. He doesn't want to be the one to start it. Edric is a 225-year-old white high elf. He's around 5'6", and he is just, again, very awkwardly looking around, literally twiddling his thumbs and flapping his hands back and forth, and just trying to keep himself busy and not just really doesn't want to start the conversation, but also really wants there to be a conversation. So.
Yeah. And how is Edric managing this time, seated next to the big crate of mozzarella?
Edric is just mozzarella doesn't really have a smell, in my opinion. So I'm just sitting there, just looking at it, looking around, looking back at the crate, and thinking that's a big thing of mozzarella, and that's just about it.
Aiden, your character notices how Edric is nodding, acknowledging, yep, that's cheese in a crate, and we're here. Could you introduce your character and describe how they're interacting with everyone else?
Yes, so my character's name is Alfredo. He is a hill dwarf, about 4-ish feet tall, really nice darker red hair. He is a man of nature, lives in solitude. So for my elf companions who are maybe yearning for a conversation, Alfredo is very much used to silence and being comfortable by himself and the beauty that is nature and animals around him. So when it comes to the mozzarella, I think he may be thinking, or maybe in a prayer-like fashion, thinking of the animals that took place in creating this mozzarella for us.
As the three of you kind of eye one another along with the crates, Bilma Thistleshield, who's currently steering the wagon, turns around and shouts to all of you, "Hold on! Log ahead in the road." And she swerves the cart to avoid what looks like a tree that has fallen onto the ground. Could you all make an athletics check, please, and let us know the results?
Oh no, I don't think I'm good at that.
The auto question, acrobatics work, or it has to be athletics?
I've let you do acrobatics, yeah. Athletics or acrobatics. Why not?
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh boy, that's a 5.
Alfredo got a 5. Let's see. Aramas got a 13.
I think I rolled 16. Is it
Yeah, I see it. As Bilma swerves to avoid this log in the road, the person who's sitting right behind Bilma and who is staring at the rest of the other 4 travelers is what looks to be a monk of curious background. Marcelo, could I ask you to describe your character and introduce them to the group?
Yeah, so Kazir, the character, he's a human. It's pretty young. He's 19, 20 years old. He's very skinny and tall. He's 6'1", maybe 6'2", but he's really skinny. And he uses very light clothes, a really light shirt and pants, no armor, just some traveler clothes. But you can see by his hands that it's really callous of someone who is from the sea and work on boats a lot, tying knots and untying knots and stuff. So he has the tan of someone who is in the sea a lot, and also the hands of someone who uses his hands to work a lot. Probably his skin is white, but again, takes a lot of sun, so it's a bit tan, with a long brown hair and a brown beard, kind of like Mario's beard, but well shaved.
Nice. Bilma turns around as she's swerving and notices that Kazir does an excellent job grabbing onto one of the leather handholds and avoids getting hurt. Meanwhile, Kazir is looking directly at what looks like Edric, who has totally whiffed trying to grab the leather handhold and has fallen face forward onto the wooden floor of this cart. And you're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. There is a response from the remaining workmate who's traveling on board. So everybody, by the way, rolled and saved other besides Edric. Paul, can I get you to introduce your character and how they're responding to all of this?
What's that? Why is that color? Before the bump in the road is you see a big fellow, light green skin, messy, greasy, black mid-length hair, shaped like a mullet. He is a orc, about 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's a big boy. But what you also notice is, despite him being a traveler and on this job, his gear, he has a longbow and a warhammer. If you look at it for more than a second, you notice that it is brand new, as if he just bought it and hasn't used it yet. And the same thing with his chainmail, which you also notice, the only damage to the chainmail that he's wearing is in the arms, seemingly ripped out, and he's just bare armed, and he's been annoying the driver of just asking about every little feature of flora and fauna, asking what it is. Oh yeah, and you know him to be, his name, he introduced himself as Thad.
Could Thad make a nature check, please? As
Yes.
Vilma is trying her best to maintain control of the donkey and respond to you.
That's a 14.
14. As she describes to you the beech tree that she narrowly avoided rolling over, you have a quick look at it as the cart continues on by. Thad, you get the sense that this was not a log on the ground due to lightning. This was a log that was intentionally placed on the ground.
He mentions that, and he goes, "Boy, I don't think that was supposed to be there." Through conversation, you notice that he says things and processes information, and it's gone. And so he's just back to happily looking around now.
Nervously, the other workmates are curious why this orc believes the log was placed there maybe on purpose. How do you react?
Well, I'll peel myself off the ground very embarrassingly and go, well, I don't think it was meant to be there at all. Because that just said that it wasn't meant to be there, and I'm like, well, yeah, I guess not. I wouldn't expect it to be in the middle of the road, and then I just sit back down.
Thad, noticing he's gonna go, "Are you all right? You look hurt."
A little banged up. I'm not exactly the strongest guy in the cart, so yeah. I think I cut myself a little, maybe a little bruise here and there.
Vilma looks over her shoulder and kind of scolds the group. Y'all have to hold on tight if I'm going to get you to the kettle of mussels in one piece. Mind the little one that fell over, everybody. Sheesh. And hold on, there's some other things coming up. And she keeps galloping the donkeys forward.
Kazir was already suspicious of this log in the middle of the road, and then so I was distracted looking at the sea. Imagine how slow traveling on land is, because I'm used to be on a boat. But after that, I'm like on edge that something might be wrong. So I'll tell the group, something smells really bad here. We should be prepared. Be more alert of our surroundings.
Okay. So this monk is telling the rest of the group something's wrong, be more aware. How does everybody else react to that?
I think Eramas instead is definitely not comfortable at all, mostly because he finds himself in cart where he cannot definitely do much. Just saw the other elf falling, and so it definitely is putting his back on the back of the cart and visibly nervous now.
Can I make some sort of check to see maybe if there's like magic shenanigans on that tree, or maybe like the nature around us to see any like sneak attacks?
Tell us what are you looking for, and what are you looking at?
think I'm looking out onto the road, possibly, and trying to see any other... Like, Thad noticed the tree was not there for
So,
natural causes.
so you're looking at the road ahead of you that you haven't gotten to yet?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make
If
a...
possible.
Actually, let's have you make a perception check.
Perception, okay.
I'm going to look at your passive. Okay.
In the
My
meanwhile,
passive
noticing
is
that
15.
Edric is hurt, Thad is gonna slap Edric on the back, and he's gonna do lay on hands, and you're gonna heal 5 hit points. You're just gonna hear, you gotta get better, mate. He's feel a very hard slap on the back, but then all of a sudden you feel better, like icy hot was applied to a wound.
I give Thad a knowing thank you, nod, and then just nervously look around just to see what's going on again, because I don't want to fall on my face again.
Alfredo, with the 15 perception, you currently notice that the pattern of trees that you would expect in this part of the forest to be densely populated, it looks like somebody or something has removed some of the trees that you would expect to be in this tree line. Maybe it's because it's autumn, or maybe there are other reasons why. And as you're kind of peering at the road ahead and looking at things, Bilma turns her head around again and says, "Hey, back there! Is the cheese okay? Is the cheese okay? Confirm, please confirm." And she's muttering as she says, "Roba, keep going, faster. Can someone check the cheese?"
Since I'm the closest to the cheese, or one of the people closest to the cheese, can I do a perception check to see how okay the cheese is?
Yes, tell us how you're going to do that. Like, what are you doing? How are you inspecting this crate?
Okay. Can I peer through the little
Yes.
opening in the crate to see what's going on there?
Yes,
okay,
you
perfect.
absolutely
And I
can.
have dark vision, as we all know.
So, go ahead and make a
Alright.
perception check.
All right.
Matt,
Yes.
may I ask you in the meantime, how are they holding up? Because mozzarella usually has to be cold, or it's gonna spoil very, very fast. Is there ice or something?
One way Aramis could find out is to inspect what's going on in the crate.
Okay.
All right.
well-
I rolled a 13 plus 3. Wait a second.
16. Okay, so from your point of view, Edric, it looks like the mozzarella is completely intact. It has not broken apart into pieces, and the liquid and paper holding it together seems to all be quite okay. How do you respond to Bilma?
I just go, it's fine, nothing, no cracks, no leaks, no nothing.
Edric, as you turn back to sit in your seat, you notice in other crates next to the mozzarella are other seasonal ingredients. You see oregano, basil, fresh tomatoes. These are ingredients that you presume are for a recipe for some kind of marinara sauce, maybe a pizza of some kind. Bilma shouts back at you and says, "Okay, good, because the most precious thing besides you five on this cart is that mozzarella. We have to get it back to the Kettle of Mussels within the next hour before it goes bad."
How long do we still have to go?
She shouts back at you, "What's that? What's that? I couldn't hear you back there."
How far are we?
20, 30 minutes away. We're very close to the gates. Wait, everybody. I see another thing in the road. Hold on. And she swerves the vehicle once more to avoid what looks like some metal caltrops that have been strewn on the ground. This looks like something that was deliberately placed on the road. Could I get you all to make another acrobatics or athletics check, please? Okay, Aramas 13. Okay. That's 6.
I got a 19 plus 2 for acrobatics, so 21 this time, thank
21
God.
for the wizard. Okay. Sorcerer, thank you.
What's that? I'll get it.
Kazir got a 17. Alfredo? 14. So, Bilma is swerving this cart to avoid this pile of metal caltrops on the ground. She manages to hold on to the reins of the donkeys, but her ability to maneuver the cart while holding on to the donkeys is not strong enough, and the cart tips over, spilling out the entire party. So those of you who rolled 12 or lower, you are also going to take a couple points of bludgeoning damage, and you're going to be prone. And it's going to be 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Those of you who rolled 13 or higher, you also fell out of the cart, but you were able to roll out and put your hands down on the ground to be able to brace against the impact of the falling cart. And as you fall out, because you were closest to the front of the cart, Kazir, you realize that 2 of the wheels of the cart have completely disintegrated as a result of rolling over these caltrops. And Bilma shouts back and says, she looks at you, she kind of dusts herself off, she's also sustained some damage, and she says, y'all, what are we gonna do? We gotta get this to the pub. What's happening? How do you all react to this?
You hear Thad just groaningly, because what you heard was him about to go, "That's really not supposed to be that," and then just fly out of the wagon, to which he just, right, not to worry, we're gonna carry it. We're gonna carry all of it.
You're gonna have to carry it, or we're gonna have to fix the cart.
I go
Right.
very fast to the crates of mozzarella. What conditions are they?
Give me a quick perception check. 22. Okay. The cart, the crate itself that the mozzarella in is quite busted and it's starting to leak out liquid, but you can tell, since it's been happening so quickly, that the cheese itself has not broken apart. It's still intact. So you really need to get this to its destination and to preserve it in order to make sure that you can use it to cook. So you're feeling the anxiety of wanting to do something. Yeah, Edric?
I have a question.
Yes.
Are there any materials around that I could use to repair it, and maybe make a sleight of hand check to see how fast I can repair it so that it takes minimal damage?
Describe for us what you're looking for.
I'm looking for any sort of planks of wood that have fallen off, that and any sort of maybe tree sap to to stick the thing back on, like pine tar or something like that. Because the crate is broken and it's kind of leaking out, right? To my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Then,
So I'm going to let you do one of those. I feel like, because that's a lot, that I will let you do one of those things as your action. So maybe searching for...
Can I ask Alfredo to actually look for some pine sap, pine tar?
All right. So the two of you are going to take your action to search for things to help repair the crate. Thad is currently prone. What are Aramis and Kazir doing?
Again, I was already suspicious before, so I'm gonna ask if someone wants to do a quick patrol around while the others are looking for a way to fix the cart.
When Aramis hear about patrol, he just pretends he hadn't heard those words. He's definitely not comfortable with doing any of those. But I think the first thing he will do, looking at donkeys, how are they doing? Are they okay?
Oh, that's a great... Could you make an animal handling check, please? I have to roll for the donkeys also, actually.
12.
12. All right. Let's...
I want basically to understand if they could continue even without a cart.
Okay, wow. The donkeys got a 16 and a 15. The donkeys fell over in such a way that they didn't take much visible bruising. They're not bleeding or anything. They're both honking, because it definitely disrupted their trotting of this cart, but it looks like they're probably going to be okay in a little bit.
I think we can put the crates, some of the crates on the donkeys, and I definitely look towards the orc, but pretend that I'm not talking about him and Mike. And some of you that are very strong can carry those.
That, I believe you were the one in the party who was knocked prone, so you're currently on the ground, and being the one on the ground, you can hear some rustling in the not too far distance. And all of you who are standing can see 3 figures slightly emerge from the bushes. They were hiding a moment ago. One of the figures is wearing a dark green robe, and you can see this creature has a brown furry tail coming out of the back. You see another character a bit northwest of you that has a bow and quiver over his shoulder, and you see another one in the distance, and their hood is slightly pulled back, and you can see they're wearing a dark black mask, and they also have what looks to be a visible, very bushy, dark brown beard. And this person has 2 crows on their shoulders. Because none of you were able to detect these folks, I'm gonna ask you to roll for initiative in a second. But because these creatures were hiding and preparing an ambush, I'm gonna ask that all of you roll your initiative at disadvantage, and I'm gonna enter these characters with their actual rolls, and we will find an order of combat from there.
I rolled a 19 and a 10, so with 10 I plus 2 is 12.
12?
I
Okay.
can do math.
Okay. I'm gonna show you where these
I
two
got an 8.
8, okay. And you should now see 3 characters with robes standing in front of you.
Am I the mysterious, hooded figure with 2 eyes?
Yes.
I can't tell. Okay, cool.
At the moment.
I can. Alright, good. No worries. 12.
12, I got you.
12. Thank you.
Dad's got a 6. Aramis a 4. Alfredo a 10. Kazir an 8. Okay, so this figure with a bow is off the road about 60 to 70 feet northeast of you. So you might see this halo on the map of where that figure is. They're going to move forward 10 feet to get a closer aim at the group. And the person that they can reach the closest is actually Alfredo. So they're going to aim their arrow at you. And here's our first attack roll. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's a 21 to hit. You are going to take... The arrow flies through the air, and it smacks you right in your shoulder, kind of like moving your entire arm a little bit back. Alfredo, you're going to take 3 points of piercing damage from that arrow. And this figure is going to ready... They're going to move back 10 feet so you can't see them. They're currently hiding, and not hiding. They're currently obscured by the bushes in front of them, so that none of you have a direct path. None of you have a direct path to him. That's the end of his turn. Now, this next person to act is this figure in the northwest quadrant of this road. They're about 30 feet away from the road itself. She is going to move forward and say, "Everybody, stand back. We just want the cheese. Leave the cheese and step back, and we won't harm you." And she raises 2 darts. She raises a dart in her hand and throws it at the party, aiming at... Who's this person? Aiming at Aramis. So this dart is going to fly through the air, kind of aimed right at your head. She rolled a nat 5, so it's going to miss and land with a thud on the ground behind you, causing you to sweat a little bit that this person did this. She's going to take a step back, another 10 feet, so she's hiding behind the tree, so nobody has a direct pathway. The next person to act is actually Edric. Edric, what would you like to do?
Is there any water, how wet is the ground is there
I think the question was asking if there's any water on the ground. I can say that, yeah, there's some water on the ground.
I'm looking at my thing of shaped water. Are there creatures in the water? Because I want to make it harder terrain for them to come towards us and get the cheese. But I don't. It technically says if you freeze the water, provided there are no creatures in it.
Yeah, I would say that that's possible.
Yes.
I would say that that's possible.
Perfect. Okay. So, do I roll for this? I want to try to make that difficult terrain directly in front of her, so that way they can't easily come here, and hopefully they slip and fall.
Oh, so you're trying to protect the person running the carriage.
Oh no, I'm trying to protect the cheese.
Okay.
I don't want to have Vilma come under harm as well. I'm trying to protect her because she's our way out of here.
All right.
If we get out of this alive.
So, describe for us how you're doing that, and I'll put a little marker on the board showing where the ground is now difficult terrain.
Okay. Well, I see a little bit of water on the ground, so I just make some magical S hand gestures, and then I and then the ground suddenly freezes, and it's like a thin sheet of ice.
Okay, amazing. Bilma notices and turns around and says, "Is this helping?"
It's the best I can do.
Edric, do you have a bonus action you want to take? Or movement?
Oh, yeah.
So as you're thinking about this, the figure who hasn't moved yet, with the crows on their shoulders, is shouting, back up, and let us take the cheese."
Can I move? I move to be right near Thad.
Okay, who's currently on the ground.
Not
Okay.
too close, but not too far. Help is an action. I know that's not. I can't do that. So bonus actions. I got nothing. So I'll be there in case Thad does not get up. I'll be there to help him next turn.
The next person to act is this figure with the hood pulled back partially. You can see they're wearing a mask and they have crows. They're going to raise what looks to be a very muscular arm in the air. It's covered in armor. And he says, "Crows, get them!" And 2 crows fly out from over this guy's shoulder and attacks. I'm going to roll a die for this. They're both going to fly forward and peck at Kazir if they can get there. Hold on. So they have 60 feet of movement. Yeah.
I think it grows 40 feet, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think the crow flying is 40 feet.
40 feet. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. I'll go with the 40 feet. They can both reach Bilma. So these 2 crows are going to fly out from this guy's arms and peck at Bilma's head. They're both going to get an attack roll. We definitely don't want Bilma to get hurt. Okay, so one got a 22 and the other got a 6. So the 22 is going to hit. Bilma's going to take a couple points of bludgeoning, piercing damage. Well, 1 point of piercing damage on Bilma. So these 2 crows fly out and are pecking at her face, and she's able to swat one of them away as the other one kind of gets her in her cheek, and she's starting to now bleed. She yells out at the rest of the group and says, "Protect the cheese!" So she's going to take 1 point of damage. Meanwhile, this figure who's got his hood pulled back is going to raise what looks to be some kind of metal rod, and the tip of the rod is pulsating with red light. He points it at the group and says, "Now it's time to fall asleep." They're going to aim this right below the cart, because then everybody, including the donkeys, will be within range of this spell. Bilma will be the only one not within range of this spell. So this is a sleep spell. I need to roll 5d8. Just give me a second, and let's see who falls asleep. All right, we got 24 hit points. And the first person closest to the center is Alfredo. Alfredo, are you immune to sleep? I'm not sure.
No, I think I'm only resistant to poison.
Alfredo, you're going to fall asleep. You fall down into a pile of wet pasta as your body kind of folds over itself in front of you. The next person in the epicenter, I guess, would be this donkey. And this donkey is not immune. So this donkey... This kind of reddish-brown donkey that was 5 feet diagonally from you is also going to fall asleep. And who is this who is south of Alfredo? Is it Aramis? Aramis, are you immune?
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, so since you're immune, the other donkey is also within range. Nope, not enough hit points. So the only creatures now sleeping are Alfredo and Roba. This person with the mask then steps out of the way so nobody can see them directly, and they're now hiding behind a bush. However, all of you can hear them. It sounds like a male voice. You can hear him shout, "Back up! We just want the cheese. Let us have the cheese and we won't hurt you. Surely you don't want to give up your lives for mozzarella." That's the end of their turn. Alfredo, you're currently asleep. You're next to act, but you're currently sleeping, so I think we skipped your turn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, Alfredo. Kazir, you were next to act. You narrowly avoided that sleep spell, actually.
The donkey saved me. They're like hit points.
The donkey did save you.
Yeah. So, I'll take out my bow can I see the one from the northeast? Correct, the only one that did not hide.
No, well, the one in the
Your
northeast.
description correct.
Yeah, they are behind the bush. So actually, you might have a direct line of sight.
Yeah, because it's your call.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I can see where Kazuya is standing. You can make out this creature. Yeah, they're maybe not the best at positioning themselves. Let's say.
I say like I scream back. Like, come on, man! Attacking someone over cheese? What the? Leave us alone! And I see that the guy in the left, in our right, I think this one on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Fired an arrow in one of my friends, so
Yes.
I fire an arrow right back.
Okay, tell us what you get.
Can I change it to attack the crow? Sorry, or
Yeah. So I don't have. Let me find a marker. The two crows would be right next to Bilma. So yes, you could attack
so
one of the crows.
I think I rolled 20.
All right, which crow are you aiming at?
The one on the left, because then Bilma is out of the way, so it's not get covered.
Okay.
8 damage.
8 damage. Hold on a second. That's not good.
For the crow, I think.
As your arrow strikes this crow, all of you can see this like firework like explosion of black feathers flying around in the air, and you can hear this haunting howl coming from the character whose black mask you can see, and he shouts at you, "Hey! We didn't say anything about murder!"
You attacked us, and then I gonna move, and I gonna duck behind the cart
Okay.
to be confused. They can target me with spells that see a target
Okay.
or a ranged attack.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm a monk, I can use in this version. I can use an armored attack as a bonus action.
Okay.
And I don't know if I can do it, but I want to do an armored attack with no damage to wake up the guy who's sleeping, who's right beside.
Alfredo, who's currently sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Can I do it? Okay, so I'm gonna use my bonus action to like kick him.
Awake.
So yeah, since we are in a tough situation, I'm just gonna like kick gently in his head. Like, come on, wake up! While I'm ducking behind. And I scream again, leave us alone! And that's my...
All right, so you're using your bonus action to kind of shake Alfredo to get Alfredo to wake up. So
I have an armored strike as bonus action, so if you allow it, because you require an action to wake someone up, I'm trying to use my armored attack, so it's your fault.
Yeah, because that would take a full action if you would rather use your bonus
it's just
to
because
attack.
I have a bonus action as an attack.
Yeah.
Because if the creature gets attacked, it wakes up.
Okay, so would you rather do that?
Yeah,
Okay,
with my
go for
bonus
it.
action. Because I either have to use an action or deal damage.
That's right.
But since I have an unarmed attack as a bonus action for being a monk, my idea is to use that to wake him up. But
Yeah, I would say,
it's
yeah, I
your
would
call.
probably rule that as like you'd have to have a successful strike to be able to wake him up, which means doing some damage. So we'd obviously say it's non-lethal, but I think you would need to do some damage to be able to wake him up.
Can I? Okay, I might kill him because since he's incapacitated, it will be a critical hit. So a level 1, I'd probably kill him. If I have to
So
attack.
you could also decide to not do that this round.
Yeah. So I'll not do it because I will otherwise kill him. So I have a chance with a critical hit because he's asleep. So I don't know. I'll think something next time.
Okay, Kazuya, I think that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Dad, you were prone. I'm assuming you're going to use some movement to stand up.
Yep, so I'm gonna use, I think it's like half your movement to stand up.
That's right.
And so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna go, listen, I don't know why you want this cheese, but you're kind of pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie. And then at that, he's going to take out his bow and notch an arrow, and he's going to try to fire at the person who tried to cast casted the sleep spell.
Okay. Got some
That's a
cover.
nat 20 for a 23.
All right, I was gonna say they have some cover, so you're gonna need to roll over 20, and you did. So go ahead and roll damage. Oh my goodness.
That is 9 points of piercing damage, and I'm going to use the mastery attribute of the longbow to slow the creature, and so that means that his speed is reduced by 10.
Speed is reduced by 10. Okay.
And after you just see, despite you've come to assume that Thad was almost like incompetent from the amount of like childlike questions, but then you just see him just go, but then you just see him casually take out this bow and just in one fluid motion just right into the guy's shoulder intently, to which you just hear Thad go, right, well, you want to sit on the ground now and let us get to you, tie you up? I can do worse. And that's going to be his turn.
As your arrow flies through the air and manages to strike this guy's arm in the side, you notice he's now grasping onto his shoulder to kind of stop the blood from flowing out, and he yells, "Pickpockets! Pickpockets! We need to retreat!" And the one with the tail sticking out shouts back and says, "Nah, but I can see the cheese. I can taste it. It's so close." And this figure, their furry arms are now reaching out of their cloak, and you can see they're like tantalizingly reaching for the cheese. And you can even detect, Kazir, since you're so close, you can even detect some like saliva coming from the side of this creature's mouth. Dad, do you have any bonus actions?
As the bonus action, you know what? Sure, I'm going to do adrenaline rush. So I gain 2 points of. At the sign of retreat, that goes, "We're not listening," and adrenaline rush lets me dash. So I'm gonna use my 30 feet of movement on top of my remaining 15 to just go right up to dash like make a beeline straight for the guy I hit.
Okay. Let's finish out the round with Aramis. Aramis, you're next to act. You're hearing a call for retreat, but also one of your allies needs some help from sleeping, and another ally struck somebody for a lot of damage with an arrow. What are you going to do?
Can I first look at the one with the tail, and can I check, I don't know, perception or kind of what it is, what creature it is?
Yeah, let's take a perception check real quick.
Okay, just try and understand who they are.
Yes, this is maybe like a study action of some kind. You're going to try to get information based on what you can see. On a 13, you're going to detect that this is some sort of humanoid creature with animal traits.
Okay, that I have never seen that before, probably.
Yeah. From this distance, you feel like you can't really see into the cowl of their hood, and you need to get closer to see what their facial features are for you to be more certain what kind of creature it is. But they're speaking in common.
Okay. And Alfredo is the only one sleeping, am I correct?
I think Alfredo is still sleeping.
So I would definitely go there next to him.
Okay.
Wake him up, but I would like to use the rest of the movement, because I've done just 5 feet.
Okay.
To hide behind the cart as well.
To hide behind the cart as well. Okay. So you do that. Alfredo, you are coming to, and you notice the commotion around you.
Yeah, and Alfredo wakes up having a nightmare of his monk companion brutally murdering him, and then wakes up, thanks to Hermes, wakes up before his nightmare is real.
This character, we're going to the top of the next round, and this character with a bow is going to step forward 10 feet to get a direct line of action against, who can he see? Alfredo, I guess, is in a direct pathway. All right. Alfredo, you just kind of came to, but an arrow is coming straight at your head. Let's go ahead and roll a d20.
I think since he's prone, he's with disadvantage.
Oh, because he hasn't stood up yet. You're right. Okay, so the first roll was a 22. I gotta roll it again. Thank you for reminding me.
The guy with the bow is the one with the animal-like features, or not?
No, the one with the bow, you haven't seen their face yet, and they're in the northeast corner. So if you see this halo on the map, that's where the figure with the bow is. So you are right. Alfredo was prone, so that's at disadvantage, and so that's gonna miss. I think Wild Shape is a bonus action, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think so. All right, I see that Wild Shape is a bonus action. This creature that's carrying a bow is gonna go back more than 10 feet, so you can't see him. But as he does so, you notice his green hooded suit that he's wearing is like melting into his body as he slowly starts to emerge with like pointy furry ears and a white silvery tail. Kazir can see, Bilma can see, Aramis can see that it looks something like a wolf, and this character is now hiding in the bushes, so nobody has a direct line of sight. That's the end of its turn. Next to act is this figure with a tail that was salivating at the cheese. She is in the northwest corner of the room. She has direct line of sight on a couple people. She's going to shoot her arrow directly at Bilma. Bilma was stunned from the earlier arrow. She's going to throw a dart at Bilma, your guide. And let's see what happens. That is a nat 2. The dart is going to whiz by Bilma's face and land on the ground with a thud. She then is going to slip into the woods in the direction of the other person that was carrying the crows, and that's going to be the end of her turn. So at the moment, she's got some cover. Next to act.
Alright, Edric is noticing that all of these guys have ranged attacks, so the ice water is only preventing us from moving closer to them. So I'm going to, unfortunately, waste my turn again, and I'm just going to unfreeze it.
Okay.
Can I unfreeze it? Hold up.
I mean, we can say that you dropped the effect.
Okay, I'll drop the effect. Yeah. I'll drop the effect and it unfreezes. Is that my action?
Yeah, you can still move or take a bonus action.
The right on the map, behind that tree / bush.
10 feet. Is this good?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. That works. I just want a little bit of cover.
All right.
Cool. I'm good.
All right. It's at this moment that the figure with the crows is now standing, is moving forward to now be visible. He's gonna wave his wand again, actually, at the party, noticing that Alfredo is weirdly awake, even though this guy thought a moment ago that Alfredo was asleep. He's gonna aim this. So the one donkey is sleeping. Alfredo is awake. They're gonna aim this wand directly where Alfredo is once again. All right, we got 20 hit points. Alfredo, you were at the epicenter of that. So Alfredo, I believe you're gonna fall asleep again. Nobody helped that donkey, Roba. So Roba is still sleeping. And the next person would be Kazir. Kazir, are you immune to sleep? No.
I am not. How many hit points does Alfredo has?
Currently have 9.
Yeah.
I have 9 as well, so I fall asleep.
Kazir, you are gonna fall asleep. And there's only 2 hit points left. Nobody's at 2. So this guy is gonna back up. But his crows are gonna take... Well, his one crow that's left is going to take an action, and that action is to fly away from Bilma. So Bilma's going to get an opportunity attack. Gotta put her in the turn order as well. That's a nat 5. She's going to miss as she swings her short sword into the air. She's basically poking at the air and not getting anything back. This thing is going to fly over the cart, so that's 30 feet, and get directly next to... Who is this? Aramis. And try to peck at Aramis. Sorry, buddy. Let's see what happens here. That's a 12 to hit. Aramis, does that do anything?
I'm at 12 AC.
All right. You can take a couple points of piercing damage from this black feathered crow. 3 points of piercing damage right in your side where you were holding your weapon. It's going to end its turn there, and We're gonna go next to Alfredo, who's currently sleeping. I believe that we skip your turn. That's right. Kazir, it's your turn next, but I believe you're sleeping.
I lose my turn. I'm asleep.
Thad,
Me and Alfredo.
Thad, what are you gonna do? You have two friends that are down and a crow pecking at your other friend, and the cheese is sitting there. What are you gonna do?
You see, Thad sees Bilma miss with your sword, and then Thad goes, "But, ma'am, but Bilma, no, you're doing it all wrong. I don't mean to mansplain to you. I'm not that type of guy. But let me help you. You gotta aim with the mind, not with your eyes, like this." And then he's going to notch another arrow and fire again at the same person that he hit the first time. Actually, no. You know what? Instead of the guy, can I aim at the other crow?
You can aim at the crow. Yeah.
I'm gonna aim at the crow.
Mm-hmm.
So let me roll for an attack.
Crow's right here, flying above the cart next to Aramis.
That's a 14.
That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That's 4 points of piercing damage, and again, the crow's speed is slowed by 10. I go, as soon as I say, you gotta aim with the mind, I just swivel around again, one smooth motion, and hit the crow in the wing. Just
as you notch this arrow and puncture this crow in the wing, it too bursts in like this firework, like pop of feathers falling all around. Some of the feathers land on Aramis, and Aramis is kind of dusting them off. Some of the feathers also land on Alfredo, ever so. The feathers fall so gently and end up forming like eyebrows on Alfredo's face. Alfredo's currently sleeping, so it looks like the eyebrows are crow's feathers moving up and down, and this crow is now dead.
Thad is just going to swivel back around, and first he's going to go to the building. He's going to say, "See? Aim with the mind." He's going to gesture to his head. And then he's just going to go to the same person who ran off into the woods. He's going to go, "Oi, as far as I can see, and I don't have very good eyes, this ain't going well for you. Why don't you stop?" And could I make a intimidation check? I can clearly hit you all the way from back here, and I can come right to you if you want.
All right, yeah, go for it.
That's a 7. Never mind.
All right. You don't see any visible reaction from any of the characters in green robes when you say that.
Yep, seeing the no reaction, Thad's just going to go, "Have it your way."
Last to act this round is Aramis. Aramis, what would you like to do?
So I think it's gonna be my job today. Because Kazir is next to me, sleeping. This time and he definitely looks like somebody that could protect me. Actually. So I think
Yeah.
definitely gonna spend my action to wake him up. I can only do one, so I definitely can wake Alfredo up as well. But
you could still move if you want, Aramis.
I'm so comfortable behind the car.
Behind the cart? Okay.
I don't see why I should.
All right, so Kazir is now going to be awake, but currently prone. We'll see what happens at the next round. We're going to the top of the next round. This figure with a bow is now calling out, "We're outnumbered! We're outnumbered! What should we do? We have to bring the cheese back!" And you can hear the figure with the crows is shouting back, "Nah, they got both my birds! We're taking the cheese! We're not retreating!" And the figure with the bow moves forward so that they're now completely visible. And they're going to aim... I have to check the ruler to see if they can hit Aramis from here. Look at this guy helping all his friends. 65 feet. And they're... Okay. 65 feet.
And the short bow is 80 feet.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry, Aramis. You are within range.
Don't I have cover?
Oh, that's right.
From the cart.
From the cart. So your AC is going to go up by a couple, I think, right? But plus
2.
2?
2 if it's half cover, and 5 if it's 3/4 cover.
Yeah.
And I think it is.
Yeah. So that cart is causing a bit of trouble. So what other actions does this guy have? I'm sorry. This guy actually turned into a wolf to pry around, and I had forgotten that.
Yeah.
And but they can still speak in common when they're in wolf form. So instead of moving towards the party, they are going to howl in your general direction, whoo, jeez, and then flee from the scene. And that's the end of its turn. Next to act is this figure with the tail, who is clearly distressed, and she says, "I think we gotta get out of here. We're little John already fled back to the lair. I think I gotta go back and protect him. You got this?" And this figure decided to disengage and disappear from the scene. Next to act, so all of you can see this one figure whose two crows are dead, standing alone next to the side of the road. Most of you can see part of this figure, not the entire figure, right? Because he's got some cover. Edric, it's your turn to act.
I am going to say, "Hey man, you're outnumbered. I know we killed your crows, but take it while you can still live and get more crows. And can I make a persuasion check?"
Oh, you want to try to persuade? Yeah, why don't you try to persuade them? And you know what? I'll actually give you advantage on this roll because you can kind of tell with the atmosphere going on and the tension of having two of his crow allies die in bursts of feathers and two other allies wrapped in the same cloaks disappear. He might be quite persuaded by you.
Okay. Let's see. 8 and 3. 13 for the +5 to the 8.
What's the total?
13. Yeah, 13. Yeah. Is he gonna choose to die?
He's gonna look around. You know what? He's gonna look around. So tell us again. What are you gonna say to him to persuade?
I'm gonna say, you've already lost 2 of your crows, yes, but like take it. You can get more crows. Like take it while you can. Leave.
All right. This figure shouts back at you and says, "But what about the cheese?"
Can I cover the cheese with minor illusion and be like, there's no cheese. What are you talking about?
Oh, so the cheese would be...
Is that something I can do?
Yeah, the cheese would be in or around the cart that's very close to you. You could
Yeah.
cast an illusion on the cheese.
Yeah, I'm going to make okay, so it has to be within a 5-foot cube. Can I make, I guess, a 5-foot cube of just like another crate, but like it looks like it has like hay coming out of it?
Okay.
It doesn't look like the cheese. It just looks like a different crate with like like hay and stuff coming out of it. And
Okay.
I'm trying to convince him that like he's been like mistaken this whole time and there is no cheese.
Okay. So I'll let you take this illusion, but because you already persuaded, I would ask that you persuade in the next round if there is a next round.
Okay. Okay, never mind. Then yeah, I'll just make the illusion and then call it that.
Okay.
Okay. It's technically a bit of fleece. Can I pull like a bit of like thread from my, or does the material? I don't know if we're counting material components or not, and based on what spells. But if I do, can I just pull a bit of like yarn from my like cloak and like?
Yep.
Yeah, and I just do. You see a large 5-foot by 5-foot crate which just has like a bunch of hay sticking out of it.
Okay.
And it just looks like it's like cow or like donkey feed being transported.
Okay. And do you say anything when this appears?
Oh, like that. No, I don't know what to say, so I'm just gonna not say anything.
All right. I think that's the end of your turn, then.
Yep.
This figure that used to have 2 crows, I don't think anybody has direct line of sight, but you can hear very fast footsteps of this person disappearing from the scene. And as they run away, you can hear them say, "Oh, I will get more crows. Many more crows. A murder of crows, in fact. Bye. Pickpockets out. and this figure disappears from screen, and a moment of calm washes over everybody as everybody wakes up, including the donkeys. Bilma picks at the scabs, at the blood of her wound clotting, and you kind of investigate this cart and the bodies of 2 dead crows. Bilma is dusting herself off and walking back towards the rest of the party, who's been some of whom are slightly injured, but it seems like you have successfully caused this party of pickpockets to flee the scene. So I'm going to give everybody 100 experience points for that first battle and interaction. Bilma's going to come over, stand next to Aramis, and shake her head. She's only about 3 foot tall, and she's going to say, I know where their lair is, and Whamsy would love to see an end to this. In fact, I think he would pay extra once we deliver this mozzarella if you and your friends would decide to get rid of these bandits. They're called the pepperoni pickpockets, and they've been bothering us in the city of Paranxi. Morgan sometimes, I think, is a little absent-minded, and he makes mistakes when he makes his potions of healing, but other times, it's not him that has misplaced the cask of wine. It's these pickpockets that have stolen it. And I know the entrance to where their lair is. I just haven't had any time to do anything about it because I've been going up and down all these roads of Virlinia, finding new recruits to help Morgan in his quest to write this stupid cookbook. But I digress. You were hired to bring this mozzarella. I don't know if you'd be interested in discovering their lair, but we need to figure out a way to get this cart back together or get this mozzarella safely to the pub. What do you all think?
The first thing I would definitely say, I would smile at her. Friends is definitely a very heavy word, but I think we have to solve the issue of the mozzarella first, because I know a thing or two about that cheese, and we have to go there fast, especially now. But and I definitely look towards the orc. I'm like, does anybody know how to fix a cart? It's not exactly my area of expertise.
As he's saying that, I take my artisan tools out of my backpack and say, I know a thing or two about smithing. Maybe I can do something about this. It's simple enough.
I knew it would have been a good idea to wake you up.
It was good sleep, though. Kazir is suspicious because he said she's always looking for new recruits. Mm-hmm. Like, that's something that she does very often. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna try to ask something like recruits, so he gets a lot of recruits. It's a bunch of people working for him, or you have to recycle recruits over time.
Bilma walks over to you, Kazir, and says she's looking for something in her nice little jacket and finds a small cigarette that she lights and starts to smoke. And she says, you're going to be the third group that we're bringing in to help Chef Morgan. The others just couldn't survive the missions he sent them on. But you're the first to actually stop these folks from stealing something, so at least you have a slight edge over the others.
Oh, so the bar is very low.
She grins at that response and says, the bar is pretty low.
You're very frugal in your hiring.
Well, yes, we have to give you all a trial period to see if you can actually accomplish what we want you to do. And if not, we will dispose of you just like the apple core at the end of an apple pie bake.
Okay. I will just fix the... I don't know exactly what is broken exactly. Is the wheel? What is broken? In the
two
cart?
Wheels. You all of you noticed that 2 wheels had gotten caught up in the metal caltrops that were on the road, and the 2 wheels are busted. Your guess is it would take you maybe half an hour or so to repair. But Aramis would also know time is really important, and you want to get that cheese to somewhere safe in the pub. So the party will have to make some kind of decision.
How many pounds of cheese are we talking about?
There are 4 large, I would say probably around 10-pound packages in this crate. It's a very heavy crate.
I'm wondering, like, is the crate that's holding and like the stuff that's holding the mozzarella, is that secure? Because if that's leaking, then we have a whole new problem on our hands.
You do notice that the crate is busted up a little bit and it's losing some of the liquid, but the liquid is not low enough yet to have disturbed the cheese. But yes, you would have to do something about that.
Okay.
Can I go close to Edric
Mm-hmm.
and say, hello, I don't know your name, but my name is Aramis. Nice meeting you. I saw that you were able to manipulate the weave, which is fantastic. And you also saw that you created ice. Could you do that again with the mozzarella so we can hold on longer?
That is very smart. Yes, I let me check. I should be able to freeze it for an hour, provided that the mozzarella is not a creature.
The mozzarella, to your knowledge, is not a creature.
Perfect. So I do a little, and then the water freezes.
Yeah.
And with that, okay, perfect.
Yeah, so you're noticing that the entire crate is kind of iced over a little bit, preserving the cheese and a little bit of cheese water that was inside. So it looks like the mozzarella would be safe to bring back to the pub now. The only problem is, how are you going to get it there?
I might have to step in. I can use a spell slot if needed, but I have speak with animals that I could ritual cast and maybe ask our donkey friends to see like how they're doing.
Do you want to cast Speak with Animals then?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll cast it.
All right, so just getting a closer look at these 2 animals. You see the younger, kind of red, furry, doe-eyed donkey named Roba, who Bilma would have told you their name earlier, and then a cranky, gray-furred donkey with huge teeth, and it seems to be smiling a lot for some reason. And that donkey's name is Genko. So you start to make some donkey noises as you're speaking to them. What is it that you'd like to say, Alfredo?
First, I'd like to see how they're doing after the battle. Like, are they scared and won't be able to move? Are they just brushing it off and happy to be calm? That's the first thing.
Okay. Genko, the gray-furred donkey, looks at you and kind of blinks his eyes, almost not flirtatiously, but blinks his eyes in such a way to say, like, pretty please, and he says, I'm so tired and so hurt, but if you have a little carrot or celery or something in your pack, maybe I will have the strength to rise again and help bring this cheese to Mr. Whamsy. As this creature is kind of all surprised at how well you're able to speak to it, the younger donkey walks toward you and says, I don't know. Chef Whamsy is so mean. He's gonna yell at us because we're late again. I don't know. I think we need to go.
So I hear that and I say, hey, listen, if you 2 can help us out here, I can maybe get you some good berries after you're done. But right now, we really need to hurry. And I apologize on Chef Whamsy's behalf. Yeah.
The grinning gray-furred donkey walks next to you, Alfredo, and says, But, I know in that second crate there are 2 juicy, enormous beefsteak tomatoes in there, and those would definitely motivate little Genko to move his little feet all the way to the Kettle of Mussels pub.
I gave Genko a look of like, I know I'm asking you a favor, but like, I'll give you a good berry after this. So I give him a look like, alright, let's not bite off too much here.
So, how are the others reacting to noticing their new ally speaking in donkey to the donkeys in this tea?
I question myself what I got myself into. As this get weirder and weirder, people stealing cheese. Why? Why someone hire bodyguards for cheese? Why cheese is attacked and now a guy is talking to a donkey? I'm just asking myself whatever will be faster to carry the cheese on my back or to fix the cart. Trying to not think about the weirdness around me of the situation.
Matt, what time is it in game?
It's late afternoon. That's a great question. It's around late afternoon, so the package is due fairly soon.
The one thing I would do is the cantrip light next to the Tukazir, so he can see better. I don't know if that helps him working or anything like that.
And when you do this, Bilma says, "Hey, can you move that light over? I'm gonna repair this wheel." She points at Kazir. Want to help me repair this wheel?
Yeah, I have my tools right here. Let's do it together.
Yeah.
And so I push the light close to him.
Amazing.
Thank you, Armas. The light helps a lot.
My pleasure. I just wanna leave this for us.
That makes two of us.
Well, everyone's doing something. What the hell can I do? And I'm just coming up. Wait a second. What's Thaddeus doing? I might approach him and see if what's going on with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is going on?
Back now. So Thad would have won. He would have went over to our wagon driver, and he would have done lay on hand, so she gets 1 hit point back.
Amazing, terrific.
Maybe for flavor would have healed the wound that she got, and that would have just been remember, aim with the mind, and then heals her, and then he would have known her. He would have looked at the cheese, looked at all of you, and then suddenly the spark would have hit him of, ooh, and then he's gonna go to the dead crows and just take them for later, for the meat and the feathers for arrow tips, etc.
Okay.
Just stuff them into his pack. And he's just gonna scoop up the barrel of the cheese.
At the moment, Bilma and Kazir are working on repairing the wheels. I need you both to make some sort of proficiency check. But my guess is this would be
the stat.
it's like a tool check.
You can choose whatever stats you think it's more
I'm gonna
adequate.
call it dexterity. And this is a simple wheel, so we're gonna just set a difficulty of 10.
I have a question.
Can I roll with advantage because Bilma is helping me? Oh, so we're gonna roll separate.
Yeah, Bill, because you're doing it at the same time, working on, let's say, 2 different wheels. So Bilma got a 6. She's not able to do it on this first go.
Okay, I rolled a 17.
Okay, so describe for us how you are able to repair this first wheel.
Okay, so as I understood, the wheel is made of wood.
Mm-hmm.
That's
We can say
correct?
wood and metal, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I took all the caltrops out
Mm-hmm.
of the wooden wheel, and then I used some metal pieces in my artisan kit in order to clog and nails to clog and plug the holes that
Terrific.
made on it.
Yeah.
And also use some metal wedges to reinforce the connection between the wheel, and the wooden wheel, and the part that connects the wheel to the cart. I don't know how it's called in
Yeah,
English.
axle. Yeah, sure.
But you guys know
Yeah.
what I mean. To wedge it together to make it more stiff.
So, Bilma is very impressed by this, also in part because she wasn't able to do it herself. And you're much taller than her, so she walks over and holds up her hand to give you a high five and says, Kazir, more than one trick. You might have a future with Whamsy after all.
I hope. That's why I'm here. So I guess you need help on your side as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can keep sitting behind me once we get this cart back up. I might need your help with the other wheel.
I don't mind because there's a positive guy. Like, okay, I help you, no problem. So I pick all my tools, go around the cart.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do this manual labor, so I'm very entertained doing it. So I'm kind of glad that she failed, so I can do it again.
I've never met a monk mechanic before, but by all means, go for it. I'll help you by stepping out of the way of this light that your friend cast.
Oh, it's gone. Since I'm like kind of twiddling my thumbs, kind of wondering what to do. I was wondering if I could take the help action to help Kazir with his.
Tell us how you will do that.
You know,
I'll let you do that. Just describe how.
Okay, cool. I just kind of like be like, hey man, you did the first one so well. Like I'm positive that you can. Like I kind of try to like motivate him and be like, you did the first one so well. You got this one. Like no problem. Don't worry.
Oh, positive motivation from a new ally. I'll let you go ahead and roll that check with advantage, Kazir.
Okay, I just a quick comment, like, because Kazir is young, he's 19, and he likes not show off, but to explain what he's doing. So like explain what he's doing as Eric's talk to him, and that makes him concentrate more on his work as he explains and do it. I rolled a 13 and a 10.
Yeah, the 13 is going to do it. So Kazir manages to mend the second wheel in the same manner as he did the first, and Bilma is shocked and happy and says, oh, we're going to be able to get on the road pretty soon. Great job. Great job, all of you. She looks around at the entire party. Thad, any additional action?
Yeah, to help out once the wagon's fixed, I would have just taken the barrels that spilled over and just put them back on the wagon, just like by himself, just hewing and hoeing them back on.
Okay. So,
and then he's gonna, for the rest of the trip, he's actually just gonna be walking alongside the wagon with his hammer out, just like standing point,
okay,
being on like the right hand side.
Okay. Amazing. So this group is going to manage to get the cheese on a little bit of icy water, as cast by Edric. Kazir, and it was mostly Kazir, let's be honest, not really Bilma, to get the wheels on. But Bilma is very happy with the progress and is kind of like smiling at the whole party and says, you know what, we're going to get to the pub in time, and you should all definitely talk yourselves up and make sure Wamsey understood how hard this battle was and how difficult it was to repair those wheels, and I think he would give you a shot if you wanted to take care of the rest of those pickpockets, if you know what I mean. She kind of tips her the last bits of her cigarette at everybody before she tosses the ashes on the ground.
Can I make some kind of insight check if, like, Bilma here, is this like a personal vendetta and she just like sees us as like an opportunity to like murder these like pickpocketers? Or are they genuinely a threat to our mission?
Okay, I understand the question. Go ahead and make an insight check.
16.
16. You get the sense that Bilma's reaction is more out of her loyalty to Chef and not so much about her own distrust or feelings about the pickpockets. You're kind of picking up that she would be upset about anything preventing progress in the kind of work that Chef Morgan is doing.
Okay, so she just loves her work, and this is a threat to her work.
Yeah. That's what you're kind of getting. Mm-hmm. The party has resettled into the cart beside their new orc ally who is walking alongside the cart. The donkeys are back in their reins with their bits, and the cart is back on the main road to Paranxi, the city of Paranxi. It doesn't take very long, but in about 20 more minutes, the party arrives at the city of Paranxi. It's known for its salt-cured ham, its clam beds, its salt pans, and a glorious white stone defensive wall that forms kind of like a spine on a hill. People sometimes call Paranxi the Silver Spine, or the city with the silver spine. Some of you in the party have also heard that Paranxi has a tiny suburb on the northern side of the Silver Spine called Mali Paranxi, which has rumors of maybe being magic and fishing and things over there. All of you would have heard that the salt pans in this city are worth a lot of money and are well protected. The salt is distributed throughout the province and abroad. And that as the cart sort of pulls up towards the stone gated entrance, you're kind of getting the impression that there's a lot of two-story homes here. People seem to have more money than in other places in Virlinia that you have visited. You see most of the homes are painted white, and a lot of them have either green shutters or like blue aquamarine shutters. There are brown leaves all over the ground as a lot of the trees lining the main street to the main square have fallen, this being a fall day. But it's not going to take you very long before you arrive at the most famous pub in this town, which is called the Kettle of Mussels. So Bilma is kind of guiding you in, and she says, remember, you all, make a good impression. Make a really good impression on Wamsey when you meet him. Do you have any questions before you meet Chef for the first time? Assuming it's the first time you're meeting him.
Thad just goes, wait, this is the Wamsey?
The Wamsey, the Morgan Wamsey. Are you afraid to meet him?
No. My family, on special occasions, for my birthday, they would take me to eat his food. I'm such a big fan.
Maybe he'll be a fan of you too. Once he sees this mozzarella delivered promptly on time, the party arrives and enters this two-story wooden building. It has a sign swinging out front. The sign is in the shape of a black pot filled with mussels, and written in common on the sign, you see the phrase "Kettle o' Mussels." And as you walk inside this kind of pub area, you can see behind the pub is a mustached older gentleman with dark furrowed brow. He's definitely got a unibrow with his brown bushy eyebrows, huge beard and hair that comes down to his shoulders. He is like wiping the bar and wiping down different mugs and glasses, and he gives everybody a nod as you walk inside. In front of the bar is a younger gentleman who seems a lot more limber. He seems to be very animated and excited with his energy. He's got short reddish hair, and he welcomes the party and says, "Hi, Yoshiko. Welcome to the Kettle of Mussels. What can I get you?" In the distance, you also see a woman drinking by herself. Looks like also a gnome woman drinking alone, not far from the fireplace. And there are other areas on this main floor of the pub that you have yet to explore. Whoever is closest to the front door, which looks like Thad right now. Thad, you can see a staircase that goes upstairs. Presumably, that's where the rooms for rent are going to be in this pub. So Yoshiko has introduced themselves and asking everybody, what would you all like to drink? This first one is on the house because we gotta get the party going if we're cooking tonight. Looks at everybody. Drink, mead, beer, wine.
I never refuse a free drink.
What's your selection of wine?
We have Zadashian Riesling. It's a white wine, kind of goes well with fish. Although summer, I'm more partial to florals if you like to go in that direction. For beer, we have Barbarian Streisand, very hoppy, lemony, citrusy, and we also have a beer called Citrus Ass Down. It's very lemon lime forward. It's one of Chef Wamsey's newest creations.
I'm gonna go with the floral. And where do we put the mozzarellas?
Oh, I'm gonna show you to the kitchen in a moment, but let me get your drink order first. Okay, floral for this gentleman over here.
Aramis.
Hi, Yoshiko. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
For me, Yoshiko, the simplest beer you have. I'm a simple man when it comes to drink.
Well, Citrus Ass Down. The beers cost the same, and they're both high quality.
So I'll try one of each.
One of each? Why not? Why not? It's a party after all.
But one at a time, so it doesn't get warm.
Don't worry, young Yoshiko, and he kind of like points at his own muscles. Young Yoshiko can carry 2 pints of beer at the same time. What about the rest of y'all? Druid, sorcerer, orc? What are you? The orc I think is the tallest in the group. What are you?
Thad's a paladin.
Paladin, okay.
But he doesn't know he's a paladin.
Okay.
I just go, do you have any tap water? And I stutter while I say it too. So, I'll like, do you have any tap water? And that's just it.
Yeah. We don't judge anybody here. If you want tap water, we got tap water. I'll put it in a flaming hot mug if you want it to be a little bubbly.
You know, I will take some bubbly tap water. That sounds lovely.
All right. You two, you. He looks at the druid and he looks at the paladin.
Thad is lost in thought. Just like he has a son. He has like a very serious face, and then he's just gonna go, no, it don't make sense. This is fresh mozzarella. You're going to use this for pizza, for various rich cuisines, yeah?
Yoshiko looks at you and says, yeah, we got prepared for the monthly charity. I'll go ahead and let me get your drinks, and I'll send Henri, the saucier, out to grab the mozzarella and whatever other ingredients you brought.
He's gonna continue to no, my friend. For such fresh mozzarella, you must use this. And he's gonna pull out of his bag. It's a clear glass bottle with a clear liquid that just in a very brutish font says Fad Shine. And he's gonna slap on the bar. He's gonna go, you simply must prepare an exquisite cocktail. Please use this as a base. It is exquisite in its strength. With the inebriation that this will bring the guests, they will simply buy more food. And he is stone cold serious as soon as alcohol was brought up.
As you say this, the older barkeep steps forward and says, "Aye, can I get a sip?"
Of course. Bring me a glass. We shall do it together.
Okay, he brings out 2 shot glasses to take a sip along with you. Does the pour, takes a bit of a nip, and says, aye, I reckon it'll work.
Yes, it is. And above table, Fad Shine has the components. It's smooth like good rum, has the strength of Everclear, but tastes like distilled mead in terms of sweetness.
You can see Lashko is pawing on his leather vest and says, "Aye, my stomach's not going to be hurt after this, is it?"
No, my friend. And if it does, you must simply get better tolerance.
Lashko, so this guy introduces himself as Lashko and says, "Me and my boy, we're going to prepare your drinks. Sit tight. Henri is coming." And in a moment, you see a much older gentleman walk out with a friendly green feathered bird on his shoulder. The man, you can see, is wearing a white apron with all kind of splotches and stains all over it. He's got a small white chef hat. He looks at you up and down, kind of nods his head approvingly and says, the recruits have made it. The cheese? And he puts out his arms ready to receive whatever crate or barrel of cheese that you have.
That goes, yes, it's right outside, right here.
As you're doing this, you see this green bird kind of hopping on Henri's shoulder. And when this green bird is hopping up and down, Henri says, "Sherbert, these are our friends, these are our guests. Don't be too excited. We have to check the quality of the fromage before we use it in the charity." And he inspects the cheese. So, Edric, you'll have to remind me how long this effect lasts. You said an hour, so I think it still would be in effect, correct?
I guess I don't know how long it took us to get from where we were to now.
we'll say it's ending the last minutes of its effect, and Henri is quite impressed that the cheese is intact, and he nods very approvingly at the group, and he says, I think Wamzi is gonna reward you all handsomely for this. Wait here. Yoshiko will get the drinks. And welcome to the Kettle of Mussels.
Thank you. And I move towards one of the tables.
Okay.
I'm gonna join the table since someone broke the ice on that. I'm gonna try Aramas on the table and wait for my beer.
Either from a check or just looking at the person by themselves, are they a regular, or should I catch up on any suspicious vibes this solo person is meeting?
Just from a visual inspection, you can see this person is a female dwarf, older dwarf. She has really wide hips and a wide smile, and she's drinking happily alone. You can hear her muttering as you're entering, but she's not making much eye contact with the party. She's drinking and saying, the plants are a cult. The plants are a cult. She downs an entire shot and slams the glass on the table and says, Yoshiko, give me another. Just not the hazelnut one. I'm allergic. Or the queen's allergic. I don't remember. Ugh. Strangers. And she falls asleep and starts snoring for the moment.
What a character. And try not to glance towards her anymore.
Okay.
Thad is not letting the cocktail go, and he's going to beg the bartender, please, may I please prepare you the perfect cocktail for this cuisine to pair with the mozzarella.
Lashko nods and says, Aye, son, come back here. Happy to have you help me.
Bar, and he happy to be here. And he prepares what is essentially a bee's knees, but instead of the gin, it's the Thad shine.
Okay.
It's like, please, this is perfect, crisp. We'll cut through the richness of the cheese. Please try.
His
you want
eyes.
me to like performance or medicine to
let's
see if
do
it's good?
I would say let's make a performance check.
That's a nat 1 for a 4. So you see Thad be overly excited to the point where he takes the glass to pour in the solution and just shatters it as soon as he holds it. He's like, oh no.
Lashko immediately gets a mop and a brush and says, shh, don't let Wamzi know that you did that. And Lashko, because he's talking to himself, Lashko, that's the last time you let a stranger back here. As he cleans up the mess of glass.
Yes. So he puts the shaker bottle down. So you just have a shaker full of the cocktail and the broken glass that he meant to put it in.
It's at this moment that Yasho comes around with everybody's drinks, nods at Aramis and says, hope this floral is exactly what you're looking for. Everybody else, beer, tap water, hope you liked your cocktail. Actually, 2 beers, and he definitely holding this tray. 2 beers for the monk.
Thank you very much. And I proceed to drink.
Kazir, this beer is fantastic. It has all the citrus notes, as alluded to in the name. It's a pretty fantastic Virlinian beer.
Oh my, wow. I'm impressed, because I usually don't care for the taste. It just has to be a beer, but I look at the mug with impressed face, slowly drinking it in order to appreciate the flavor.
I'm definitely judging him drinking beer that way, while I'm sipping very elegantly my glass of floral wine, but I don't say anything.
Without a word, Yashko nods at you, Aramis. It's like you get the sense that he wants to tell you something, but he's also keeping his distance as you're sipping this wine.
Is the wine good? I assume.
Oh, the wine is quite tasty. It has It has a full body, and you could imagine it pairing well with a lot of different things to eat, including cheese.
I just hold up. I know I have tap water. It's bubbling. Is it carbonated or not carbonated?
It's not carbonated. It's bubbling like it was just boiled.
Okay. So I blow hesitant. I'm cupping my. Hold up here. I'm cupping it with two hands, very not elegantly at all. Very no table manners, and I am like kind of blowing on it. And I turn to Aramis and be like, "So how long have you studied magic?" Like just trying to make some small talk and like stuff like that.
It's been a few years. I was studying at the university, but then I decided to leave. To study, to find books and studying outside. And for how long have you been toying with magic? I assume you're not a wizard. Am I correct?
You're correct. Though I do take offense to a little bit of offense to toying. I'm doing my best here.
I'm sure. I'm sure you do.
Andrew kind of like just gives a little nod and just been like, well, I'm 225 years old, like, so I've just tried to make my living, and this is my first time taking a big job.
I definitely understand. May I ask where you're coming from?
That's a great question. Where do I come from? Let me view the map once more and pick a location. And add it to my little Word document.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. If we're in
Paranxi.
Paranxi. Silent Falls seems like a good place. I'm just from a little west of here. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, Silent Falls. There we are.
Interesting. I was asking because I'm from the Drywood province, and where people like us oftentimes come from, and so I was curious. But I feel like it's going to be good company despite everything.
I hope for it to be too. And I just go back to like quietly, like I feel like my drink is cooled enough, and I'm just like trying to sip it and just like.
And I go back at sipping. Although I do, if I just very quickly, I'm probably gonna take from my pockets a couple of pieces of cheese that that I'm always traveling around, and I put that in front of me on the table, but I'm not eating them. So I'm sipping my wine and looking at this piece of cheese, puzzled, but I'm not saying anything.
That is pouting in the seat that he didn't get to finish making his cocktail, but like. Suddenly, the delayed response finally hits him, and he finally notices the asleep woman. And then it hits him. He's like, "Wait a minute!" And he confesses to the table. That woman was saying something about the plants. The plants, yeah. That's what you heard. What if the plants are connected to those people that tried to stop the cheese? And Thad's gonna get up from his seat. He's just gonna lean over the woman, and he's gonna go, and just like a light smack on the back. "Oi, wake up!" And then the woman all of a sudden is just stone cold sober.
Yeah, as she comes to, she kind of looks at herself, slaps herself in the face, and says, "The birds, the birds are all a pox on Paranxi. Well, I need another drink. I feel too good." Right now.
No less. You've had enough. What about the birds? What about the plants?
The birds are a pot on all of Paranxi, all the Seven Sisters. Kill them all. Kill all the birds unless they're not real. Who are you, by the way? My name is Girthna Stoutcakes. I'm sorry, I've been drinking today, but I'm sobering up.
I am fat, and he extends a hand to shake, and he's going to go. What makes you suspect the birds that they are not real? What do you mean? I've never heard of artificial birds.
As she smiles, you see she's quite toothless and missing a lot of teeth, a lot of her front teeth. She's grinning at you, saying, "I hear things. I hear things sometimes. The coil. I don't trust the coil, but the coil says the birds could be a sign of danger." The plants could be a sign. The plants could be a sign of danger. The soldier is allergic, or is it me who's allergic to hazelnuts? I have sworn off all nut-based liquors. Hazelnuts are a no. Cashews are a no. Macadamia nut milk is a no.
I'm gonna, with all this bird talk, maybe I can make a nature check or something. Would I have any knowledge of these birds? No.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and make a nature check as you listen in on this conversation.
Yeah, I'm definitely not really in the convo, but I'm having an ear out. That's a 17.
Alfredo has also heard rumors that some birds are not normal birds and might have additional powers or magic or an association to some otherworldly figure of some kind. You do have some belief that whatever Girthna is saying could actually be valid.
Got it. So I keep that in my mind.
That just goes over. Oi. That goes over to the rest of his companions. He goes, oi. Any of you magic people, do you know about these fake birds? Or these speaking plants? Or this coil?
Almost all spellcasters can create magical birds. I don't see how that could be alarming. Maybe too much alcohol?
It's at this moment that Bilma has returned with a chef that presumably it's your first time meeting. This person has is an older human gentleman wearing a white chef's coat, very neatly pressed. You can tell he's got very ashy elbows, sleeves rolled up like he's been working in dough all day. He seems very proud when he walks in, and he's carrying a small bag of loot. Walks to the party and says, and extends a hand to all of you, to shake hands. Nods and says, "Hi, y'all. Chef Morgan Whamsy. Y'all did a great job with the mozzarella, and I just want to let you know the first night upstairs is on the house, and for your troubles, a little bit of treasure." And he's closest to actually Aramis right now. He says to Aramis, "Share this with all your friends, and could you all introduce yourselves so I remember your names just in case I maybe talk to you again tomorrow?" So he gives you this loot and is kind of expecting an introduction.
Of course, because he's in front of me, I actually stand up when he arrives. Matt, I don't remember. You said the spellcaster. Do I know what he is?
Yes, you would recognize him as a wizard of a much higher level.
I definitely stand up and I go before his hands, and I think I do it a little bit too long. I hold his hand a little bit too long, but then probably I realize hi. I try to get back to his usual composure. Aramis Emberthorn. It's a great pleasure and honor, and I get the loot. And I put it on the table. I feel like I don't want to divide the money right now. I'm starstruck. I didn't know much about him, but definitely right now, recognize a wizard much better than me, and nothing matter anymore.
Lovely, excellent. Morgan turns his attention to Edric. Y'all, what's your name?
I'm cupping my little mug, and I just do a little hi. Look, hi, Medric Wreathram. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure is mine, and thanks for taking care of my mozzarella. I heard it was you that used some magic.
Technically me, but it was Aramis's idea, so I have to credit Aramis with that idea.
Okay. When you say that, you notice his eyes turn back very approvingly towards Aramis and nods, saying, "Okay, wizard has."
He definitely smiles with 72 teeth.
This wizard's got skills. Okay. Turns to the druid and says, "What's your name?"
Alfredo tries to pretend like he wasn't looking at him, like he's hoping he's talking to someone else, and then too much silence goes on, and then he's like, "Oh, I guess that's me," and then he just super quietly, it's just Alfredo.
Morgan allows the silence to just hang in the air before he turns to Thad. "And you, orc, paladin, what's your name?"
Thad enthusiastically takes Whamsy's hand in both of his hands and just vigorously shakes it. He's like, Chef Whamsy, my name is Thadicus. I'm such a big fan. My family, they would take me to your restaurant on my birthday. The Dubooms. It's an honor.
Oh, the Dubooms. That rings a bell. Maybe you have been here about the kettle of mussels before. Well, welcome back, son.
Thank you.
And I see somebody is double fisting my beer. This monk. Hi, Chef Whamsy. What's your name?
A pleasure to meet you, Chef Morgan. I'm Kazir Sajet. I helped my grandpa procure seafood for you. I did some deliveries, but I think I never had the pleasure of meeting you. And great beer, by the way. I'm on my second mug. Both of them are fantastic.
Oh.
And I also stand up to talk to him to show respect.
Okay.
The owner of the establishment.
Y'all, pleasure is all mine, and I've heard good things, or I've heard interesting things about your family's restaurant, right? I gotta keep my eye on you. Listen, y'all, I gotta finish the charity meal. So the mozzarella that you brought in, the tomatoes you brought in, the olive oil you brought in, we're making all these pizzas for the monthly charity. It's something I do here at the Kettle of Mussels to take care of the people who are less fortunate than us. But I gotta tell you, I'm gonna let you think about it, but I know who tried to stop you from making the cheese delivery. It's a group of local bandits called the Pepperoni Pickpockets, and they are some terrible miscreants, let me tell you. If you want to know more, I'll come back. I just gotta finish fiddling with the mozzarella. But go ahead and open up the loot and share it amongst yourselves. I'll come back in a few moments.
We can definitely take care of that, right? And like smiles, looking at the other.
Immediately, Thad goes, "Yes, they must be eradicated. Yes, Whamsy, they must be eradicated."
I think Edric makes himself very preoccupied with very fairly and evenly dividing up into 5 different little piles the money.
So Edric would realize it's a perfect 20 gold pieces to each person in the party.
Perfect.
Edric also notices there are 5 potions in the bag, all with a dark, ruddy brown liquid.
I give each person a potion, but then I take one of mine. I take mine, because there's only 5. I take mine, and I pop it open and give it a teeny little sip.
Okay. You give everybody a potion, so you all take one. They all look the same. Yours tastes like a potion of healing.
Okay, perfect. And I stop right back up.
As you stop her back up, Morgan says, "Well, that's for if you get hurt tonight, dancing and hollering and whatnot, but there's more of that if you decide to take care of these pickpockets."
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Would you like us to take care of this tonight or tomorrow?
He looks over at Belma, and Belma nods, as if to communicate that maybe this is a good group of recruits. And Morgan nods back and says, tonight? Tonight would be fantastic. You'd have the jump on them, maybe. And he explains to you how the map of the city of Paranxi looks like. It's basically a square. And on the eastern wall is where the salt pans are, where people collect salt that they then sell through other parts of the province. Whamsy explains to you, well, if you want to sneak in there tonight, when maybe they're sleeping or something like that, you might have the jump on them. But the pickpockets, I don't know exactly how many there are. Bilma here tells me you saw 3, and one of them had birds, but I'm pretty sure there's more than 3 of them. They took over this old thieves den, and apparently they've been stealing from me. They tried to steal my mozzarella cheese, and that cheese was going to go for charity. If you want to help me out tonight, you just got to follow this pathway, and he kind of explains on a scroll map that he has, rolled up in his pocket. This pathway and go underground. He looks at the group and says, "Do you need torches?" And he's kind of shaking his head no, because he sees so many elves and dwarves in the group. Do you need any torches?
I have a lantern for me.
Okay.
For my useless human eyes. They can see in the dark.
he raises his elbow as if to like show like hit elbows with you and says, "I'm human too."
We have our limitations.
We have our limitations, but y'all, if you could take care of these pickpockets, I'd be able to concentrate on the deliveries, getting here on time the way I paid for them. And he kind of gives a wink at Aramis's direction.
When he says about me, I kind of connect the dot. I don't know if I can gaze. He's so smart. I can gaze how charitable this charity thing really is.
Okay.
Or, not that I care, but if she seems too nice, in a way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I was wondering that too.
Yeah, so you don't have to roll for this, but all of you would have heard enough rumors, possibly even from Bilma on the ride, that this is something that, this event is something that Chef Wamsey does every month as a show to the community because he loves Paranxi and he wants it to thrive, and he understands there are people that just happen to be less fortunate for whatever reason. So he really likes to try to uplift local farmers by using their ingredients and prepare a really nice meal for local people who are poor. And this meal just happens to be pizza with mozzarella and basil and oregano and things like this.
Okay.
I would be willing to go today. I'm still very. The only thing is, and I show the one part of my body where the crow hurt me. I'm like, I do need some little bit of help in this matter, but otherwise I'm good to go. Clearly trying to impress the guy.
Morgan nods at you and nods at Bilma and says, "Yeah, Bilma told me the five of you just knocked them out one by one and they ran away, and that you killed 2 crows one by one. Is that true?"
Indeed.
Well,
I was mostly waking up people, but yeah.
well,
Alfredo stares at the floor when he says you all did all these heroic things. Alfredo's looking straight at the floor as hard as he can.
Bilma at this point pipes up a little bit and says, "Morgan, he really helped a lot to the success of what happened. All 5 of them had a share in fighting back these ferocious enemies wearing dark green cloaks. We couldn't find them. They were hiding, but somehow they were able to prevent their magic from taking over and prevent their arrows from taking over, and they caused them to run away. Yes, even Alfredo over here. She's trying to pump you up."
Alfredo shrinks even smaller. He was like, "You think no one would point that out?" And then, even though she's very well intentioned, he's like, "God damn it."
Kazir, on the other hand, he loves a little praise.
Uh-huh.
So he asks how much of a nuisance those pepperoni pickpockets are to the rest of the city. They are or they just pick on old Chef Ramsey here.
Well,
Ramsey, sorry.
Morgan looks over to Kazir and says, "Well, because this is the biggest pub in the city and because I'm the best known chef in the city, they usually target me. But on occasion, they go to the other pub owned by Anya and steal some of the salt and stuff by her. But she don't own that much in her pub. So we're a target, and if we could take out the people making us a target, my life would be better and your lives would be better too. You know what? If you come back in one piece and you bring proof or evidence that you got rid of all the pickpockets, I'd be sure to spread good word about your name. Maybe even hire you for something else. You should probably come up with a name for your group at some point, right?"
Sure. I think at this point, Aramas is the praise is a little bit too much for a group of people that managed to kill 2 crows. So I feel like a in between. I think they're making fun of us. Anyway,
Aramis, why don't you go make an insight check before you continue?
Yes.
This is great.
Oh, another one.
Aramis, actually, you're feeling like even though this praise might be a little bit much, you're getting the sense that they mean every single word. They're so appreciative, and that they are having really high hopes for what you can accomplish for them.
Of course, wizards cannot lie, as we well know. And so I'm like, yeah, I think we should go. And I look at the others and trying to gauge if they're in.
I was wondering, would Alfredo know that Aramis just rolled a nat 1 and maybe redo that check or something like that?
You can make your own independent insight check on what Wamsy
I'll
just shared. Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Do that real quick, thank you. Alright, a modified 20.
So, you're picking up slightly different feeling from the conversation, actually. Alfredo, you were getting the feeling that Wamsy has been a little bit desperate to look for help, and that if this group who just met each other is the one to do it, even with such small evidence as killing 2 crows, he is willing to go all in and try to support this group. So you are also picking up the fact that he's being very, like, honest and wanting to, like, pump you up and include you at missions, but you're getting a different flavor of how desperate he has been to find a group like this.
I think maybe quickly, Alfredo does not take up space, doesn't really know what to do in these scenarios. I don't know what character is closest to me. I might tell them that in hopes that that character shares.
Okay,
what
Alfredo,
I just found out.
on the map, you are closest to Kazir right now, so you're telling Kazir, you're, like, whispering some of this? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So, Kazir, before you respond, let's hear from Thad.
Thad is just shaking with excitement this entire time, silent at the thought of being able to help out the Wamsy, who from what you can all tell, Thad has very good memories about eating this man's food, and so he's shaking with excitement at the thought of being able to help him out.
As my grandpa always told me, sometimes this is part of the business. So they praise you and you accept and move on. Might be real, might not be real, but you get in business, so you do the business. I just hope he's not gonna backstab us, but I don't feel like he's going to.
I think Alfredo takes Kazir's words as, like, reassuring and nods his head.
As after this exchange takes place, Girthna kind of creeps up behind you, Alfredo, and says, "Don't stare into the darkness. Wamsy wants you to go underground, and it's pretty scary down there. Prepare for the light." And she passes out on the floor next to you and starts snoring again.
Alfredo just, like, looks over at this passed out person again, who I guess got drunk for the second time and passed out, and just looks to see if anyone else notices, and just kind of shakes his head.
It's at this point that Wamsy sees the approval of the group and wanting to make a move, and he kind of, like, uses his arm to kind of round you up and says, "Finish your drinks. You know how to get there. Good luck, and I hope to see you back here tonight. Remember, the first night's free. I hope you come back in one piece. Wamsy's got your back." And with that, he returns to the kitchen, and it sounds like he's starting to work on dough.
I look at the gnome. I'm like, is there a way I can have some healing by any chance?
A second time? It could be.
Was I healed?
Well, Thad used lay on hands, I think, to get her to be sober.
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
on you!
I was to her, yeah. Can I have some healing by any chance?
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that we had a potion, but then Aramis said that, like, he doesn't want to use the potion that we just got, so, like, that's why I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, otherwise,
okay.
Not to use it. Otherwise, I would have proposed to sleep.
Okay.
I think I was speaking in meta a little bit, quote unquote, but I think none of us use any abilities that require rest in order to recharge.
Sure.
And you can do a quick rest just to lick our wounds and then go after those pepperoni pickpockets. Unless you have to sleep in order to recharge your magic abilities. So I think we can lick our wounds with a quick rest and then go and get more money and get famous.
Okay, so we can do a short rest.
You can do a short rest if you want.
I mean, it's just an hour of inactivity, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
we continue
Drinking
and
a pub,
talking.
yeah.
Drinking, yeah. So while you're resting, the first meal apparently is also on the house. Yoshiko brings over everybody some roast mutton and shallots, huge slabs of wheat bread with spreadable butter and cream. He's kind of like he's mostly directing his attention at Aramis and Edric, and saying, "You're gonna do it? You're gonna take out the pickpockets?"
I guess that's the plan.
He starts.
I hope they have a lot of crows.
Sounds like a good plan to us.
He starts pounding the air. Party! Get those pickpockets, baby!
I think we need to talk strategy a little bit, because that mage, I don't know those spellcaster terms for their different classes, so I just call them all mages.
Mm-hmm.
So that mage made us sleep, and that was a nuisance. We need a plan to deal with it.
Why don't we go there and first we try to understand what the situation is? I'm not very sneaky, but we can try to gauge what the situation is when we go there.
I think it's great.
I'm decently sneaky, so I can, like, if needed, I can sneak in a little bit, but, like, I'm not too good at it, so, but, like, I think that we should target the spellcaster first, and definitely Aramis and I can do that, because we both can go with our spells, and also we can't sleep. We can't fall asleep, so.
Excellent plan. Seems a plan. Shall we?
Let's go.
Okay. So go ahead and finish up your short rest and recharge what you need to recharge. And the party will leave the Kettle of Mussels pub and start making their way to the lair of the pepperoni pickpockets. And the name of the lair is the Hot Pocket. So Wamsey had described for you the entrance, which is to find a pipe near the salt pans. Next to the pipe is a hidden wooden hatch that leads to an underground lair. And some of you have very high passive ability, so I'm just going to say that you found the hatch relatively easily. You just, remove some of the brush, open the hatch, and you see that it leads down about 30 feet in like a very dark shaft. But all of you who have dark vision can see the floor is about 30 feet down. All of you also from the surface who have dark vision can see at the very bottom of this shaft are discarded bits of food trash, apple cores, watermelon rinds, like orange peel. You can even hear like crawling roaches or ants or something. What would you like to do?
I also want to just say that because I realized Kazir is a human, I'm describing what I see.
I'm using my lamp.
Okay.
While walk in the dark, but I tell him once we get in, since it's dark inside, they will see the light from miles away. So I will have to turn the lamp off and rely on you guys to guide me, and only turn on the light or you cast light spell when we get in danger.
Fat's looking down, he can see, and he's like, wait a minute, you can't see, you need a light, that's trouble. Wait, a distraction. I can just go through the front door. They'll draw them away. Then you can just do a light.
Or we can try to go down without an assault.
Okay.
I think it's good to go quiet as much as possible, and so they don't prepare another ambush for us.
Who wants to go first? It's a lovely walk.
I would, but I have to hold your hand.
There. I understand. And I'm clearly looking at the orc. Would you do
Fat
the
just jumps down and he's like, sure. And then he just does a pencil dive straight
Oh
down.
my goodness.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
All right, so
The orcs see in the dark too, so I'm the only one in the group.
the only one who needs the lantern.
Glasses or something. The first eye to the help.
So all of you should be able to see yourself on the map now in this underground lair. I'm going to just give you a moment to arrange yourselves in whatever you would like your position to be. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to roll for initiative just because you're all hearing sounds fairly immediately after Thad gets to the bottom of the shaft.
Alright, so I have 12. I can get in front, and I can also see in the dark.
Also, because it lasts 8 hours, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on me.
Mage armor, okay. It gives you what, +2?
Puts my AC to 13 plus Dexterity, which means 15.
Plus 3. Yeah.
Okay, so 15 right now.
I think Thad jumped down. Thad's just in front with his hammer out, ready.
I think I'm going to stay. Well, what's called I think I'm going to stay closer towards the back. So
okay.
Again, I'm a little confused as to which way we're facing.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Kazir, are you following the orc, not following me, right?
Yeah, following the orc.
Okay.
I'm following Tad.
In that case, I definitely don't want to be. I'm gonna probably stay next to the druid, but trying to be sure that I'm never at the back, completely at the back of the line. If we're moving in a line.
Yeah, I can take front or back for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the orc is going first, so.
It sounds like Orc Thad is leading the party.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thad, I'll start with you, and just describe what's happening. At the bottom of this rocky passage, you see a path that leads southwest at least 20 feet. And those of you with dark vision can already see at least 3 giant rats about 50 feet away from you. And they currently don't notice you, but you notice them. These rats are about a foot, I would say a foot and a half off the ground. They look very menacing, and you can't quite see around the corner of the rest of this room, so you're not sure if it's a dead end or if there are additional rats. You also see from this landing that this passage extends southeast, and Thad would see what almost looks like white toilet paper, like white paper wrappings, but you'd have to actually go up to it and inspect it by hand up close to know what they are.
Thad's gonna look at both ends and he's gonna go, well, I was never good with this magic kind of thing, to the disappointment of the family, but what I know is spooky paper is very bad. I vote we just take out these rats and go this way.
Thad, while you wait for a reaction, you can go ahead and roll initiative, and I'll put you in the turn order.
Just make sure lights on when the battle starts.
Yeah, can I actually ready an action? Meaning, if I see anybody attacking, I do the cantrip fight.
Yes, you can ready that.
And I would do it. Kazir, do you have a weapon?
I have a scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would cast it on the weapon, so he could basically have a light in front.
I got a 19. I have a +1 modifier, so that's a dirty 20.
Everybody else, if you want to roll initiative, please, I'll get you in the turn order.
Oh yes.
Alfredo 19. Wow.
Well done.
Yeah,
Great rolls.
I got an error message. I got nervous, but I'm glad you saw that.
Kazir 16. Aramis 8. Edric also 16. Edric and Kazir, I'm just going to look at. I usually resolve a tie looking at dexterity. Whoever has higher dexterity will go first.
I do have the high.
You already know. Okay.
Yeah, my dexterity is 14, I think.
Yeah, mine is 17.
All right, so first to act is Thad.
Before Thad moves, Thad just goes, so, are we okay smashing some rats instead of looking at the spooky paper?
Let's go for the rats.
Cool. And can Thad get a sneak attack off of one of the rats if they haven't noticed him? To get like a free attack in?
Do you have to hide before you can activate that, or no?
Yeah, that would be a sneak roll against the passive perception.
Passive
of rats.
perception. Okay.
If you get a free surprise, so if we get a free surprise turn against the rats.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know that you're close enough to the rats. You don't see any rats within 5 feet of you to attack at the moment. They are about 40 feet
Okay,
away.
and
So you
that-
could use you have dark vision. With a ranged weapon, what I'd probably do is give you advantage on the roll.
Okay, in that case, Thad is gonna take out his longbow. It's gonna just be like, if you could just give me some space, please. And he's gonna notch an arrow and just aim at the closest rat to him.
Okay.
You say I have roll with advantage to hit.
Yeah, let's do it like that, I think.
With advantage, that's a 10 to hit.
The arrow flies into the darkness about 35 feet away from where you are. If you can see on the map, it's the one that I'm highlighting here. And it lands in a pile of rubble behind that rat, scaring all three rats. So all of you with dark vision can like hear these squeals coming from this group of rats. You can hear like it's kind of like ratty little footsteps of at least 3 rats in this corner that is turning towards the southwest.
For my movement, I'm just gonna expend my full 30 feet of movement and just walk into where they were, and that's just gonna go, well, I heard scattering. Onwards. And he's just gonna calmly walk 30 feet.
All the way to the front. You could make it to the front, actually, 30 feet, right next to the first rat. The 3 rats were rolling at disadvantage because they did not notice you, so their initiatives are now in the turn order. We're going to go to Alfredo next. Alfredo, you can see there are at least 3 rats in this rocky corner of this lair. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm thinking of... I kind of want to cast Entangle, but I don't want to get any allies.
Well, you might have to get a little closer then.
Wondering if...
Those rats get lucky, Ted's dead.
Oh yes.
I bet.
There's always...
Alright, he knows what to do now, so Alfredo is going to move. I have 25 feet of movement, so let's see if I can, because for guidance, I have to touch, okay, good. So I can move to Thad.
Okay.
I'm going to use, so I'll use 20 feet. I will cast the cantrip guidance on Thad. I have to touch him, yeah. So I have to touch that. So Alfredo, a man of few words, will just simply touch that.
Okay.
And then I will use, I don't know how to say it, but Shillelagh as a bonus
Shillelagh,
action.
yeah.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh as a bonus action. You see Alfredo from the back move up to Thad quietly. I guess this Thad's taller, so this will be like maybe Thad's like leg or something. Cast guidance like super quietly, and then just bonus action, ready to go.
Great. I think that's the end of your turn. Kazir.
Okay, so since we enter in battle and Adamas, ready to action, he can use his reaction to use the light cantrip, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So now your
we
scimitar
arrange
is...
to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk all the way here,
Okay.
and I'm going to fire an arrow at the rat on the back
Okay. Go for it.
at 18.
18 will hit.
So I hit it for 5 points of damage,
Okay.
and then so I just move forward as I carry the scimitar in one hand,
Mhm.
but the holder for it leaves the scimitar out, so the light is like dangling from side to side. I
Okay.
don't know how I'm gonna roll it,
Yeah.
but in dim light I can attack without disadvantage. I only attack its advantage through dark light.
Okay.
So I take my bow and I an arrow to the rat, and I sidestep with my last 5 feet of movement,
Okay.
so I'm not in the way of anyone.
Great.
That's my turn.
As you sidestep, you notice the arrow that you just shot landed right in the belly of the rat, and it squeals as it squeals in such pain and kind of rolls over on its side before it reorients its head, and you can tell this rat's, even in this dim light for you, This rat's eyes look red, and it looks angry. And if you can only speak with animals, you're getting the sense that this rat is ready to attack.
Okay. I imagine like a pig squeak, like for a rat this size.
Edric, it's on you next.
Okay, so let's see. So that I'm trying to see. I guess that rat has very low hit points.
Correct.
So can I from where I am, can I hit it with firebolt? Sorry, not fireball.
You can
Don't have that
whatever
yet.
you have, it would work. I can see the distance on the map.
All right, then I am going to.
Yep, you have a direct line.
On D20 to see if it hits, and then if I'm reading that correctly, it's +5 to hit. I rolled a 12.
And you know what? A 12 hits.
Does that
We'll
hit?
go ahead and roll for damage.
Ooh. All right. Let's see. Where's the D10? It was called with firebolt. It's just straight damage.
Yep.
It's nothing plus, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then I hit it for 2 hit points.
That's enough. Tell us how you murder this rat with your firebolt.
But I do my little hand motion, I say my little incantation, and I throw it at it, and you see the rat just get incinerated to a crisp. And if the rat how much fat is on this rat? Question.
Whatever you tell us.
I want to know
We'll
if
take
it
it.
okay. Then the room is filled with both the smell of fat rendering and burning a little, and also burning hair. It's just it smells good for a second, but then it just smells awful.
All of the remaining rats start squealing in horror as their rat friend is immolated by your firebolt, and exactly as you described it, the hair and teeth get singed and burn and fall out into a bony mass on the ground. Do you have a bonus action at the end of your turn?
End of my turn, I don't think.
All right, so
think I
you
have any
killed
bonus action.
Edric. You killed the giant rat that was due to go next, so
Usefully.
he's out of the turn order. But instead, the giant rat that is closest to Thad will get an opportunity to attack, and they have this ability to have advantage on the attack roll. So he's going to try to attack Thad and see what happens. What did we get there? A 16 to hit. 16. Does that hit Thad?
16 is my armor class, so do you do it where the defender wins?
No, if ties you hit, that's the rule.
Yeah, I think if it hits 16, then it hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
You overcome the challenge.
You're gonna take 4 points of piercing damage as this rat bites into, I guess, your lower orc leg. It's like sniffing the air and the fire all around it. It's gonna end. It's not gonna move. It's gonna end its turn exactly where it is. You're gonna take 4 points of damage. We're gonna move next to Aramis.
Okay, so I'm actually going to cast Mind's Liver. They need to do a intelligence saving throw, which I think they have a -4.
Oh my goodness, that's a bad roll. So -4. It's a 16 and an 11.
So they have to pass 13.
So the 16 passes. That's the one closest to that, but the one behind it fails.
I think I can do only one creature. Yeah, so that's only one I could attack. I could attack 2. So I mean I would have gone with probably would have gone with the one that was attacking Thad. So you said that it passed. 16?
It passed, yeah.
Okay, so no attack to him.
Okay. Do you have any movement or bonus action you want to take?
I used the reaction and I'm not.
Oh, that's right. Okay, to finish off this round, this rat that's behind is going to move up and bite at Thad. He has advantage on this attack roll. That is a 23 to hit. That's going to hit. That's going to do 4 points of piercing damage on Thad. It's gnawing in the same exact place on your leg as the first rat, so that your leg muscles are getting more and more bloodied as these rats are tearing away with its teeth and claws on you, Thad. We'll see what's going to happen with this battle. Round 2 is going to begin with Thad first to act.
Thad, noticing the 2 rats, is going to be like, damn rats. and he's going to first. Thad's going to take an arrow out of his quiver, but instead of knocking his bow, can I instead use the arrow and use it as a melee attack to like stab down at the rat?
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna use my melee hit DC, and I get a D4 of guidance from Alfredo, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I'm gonna roll for that. So I get a +1 to whatever I roll here. So that's 12 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Right?
That's gonna hit.
And that is 6 points of piercing damage, plus that rat loses 10 feet of movement. As you see Thad take out the arrow, and he's like, "Damn rat!" I just right through the rat as it sticks through.
Oh
the
my
ground.
goodness!
The rat is just kebabbed.
Basically, yeah, we have a rat kebab wriggling in pain. It is not dead yet, but it is wriggling in pain as it has been impaled by this arrow that you slammed into it. The wound goes from its neck to its belly, and it's wriggling back and forth. It looks like one of those puppets. Do you have any other actions, Thad?
No, an unarmed strike wouldn't be 2-weapon fighting, so no, I'm good.
All right. Alfredo, you're up next.
All right. I'm going to just finish off this rat then.
Okay.
Use my shillelagh the previous round, so I'm just gonna hit this thing.
Go for it.
All right. So that is 19 to hit.
19 to hit. With the shillelagh, do you need to be within 5 feet?
Oh, good question.
It's whatever range the weapon he's using, because you use shillelagh on a weapon and you hit with the weapon. And the weapon has to be a
And the weapon becomes magical. That's what shillelagh does.
Yeah. I think it has to be a club or a quarterstaff.
Yeah. You have a sickle, you have a staff. I think you would have to be within 5.
The staff works, but it has to be within 5 feet.
So yeah, you'll need to get a little bit closer.
Okay. Can I just walk up next to that here?
You could walk up to here. I'll let you walk to here, northwest of Thad, in that tiny corner.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I'll let you walk past Thad. Yeah, let's do it like that. Go ahead.
Alright, so 19 hits?
19 hits. It only has 1 hit point left, so tell us how you murder this rat in front of Thad.
I just, knowing Thad used the guidance, I just give him a nod, and just sort of like acknowledging his work, his craft, and just finish the job.
Alright, 1 dead rat with an arrow through it. Next to act, Kazir.
Bow, holding my short bow in one hand. I'm gonna draw again my. You can step over the bodies, or they count.
You can step over the bodies, yes.
So I'm gonna go on top of the dead. As the rat's falling dead, I'm jumping on top of him.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna use my attack, and then use my bonus action to kick it.
Okay, let's see what happens.
With my martial arts.
Yeah, so your mighty scimitar that's currently lit is coming down into this rat's body.
So I roll an 8. I'm gonna use the inspiration that humans get every day that I can re-roll a die.
Yes, okay.
I get a nat 20.
Take it. Critical.
So how you do it?
I say roll and then take double.
Roll and take double. Okay.
Yeah, roll double the damage. Yep.
So whatever I roll here, so it's 7 times 2, 14.
Kazir, tell us how you run up onto the body of this one rat and kill this other rat.
So I'm very agitated because I'm gonna get to use my scimitar, because I hate using the bow. I only use it when necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So I see the opening. Like, I use my acrobatics to squeeze between Tad and the wall.
Yep.
So I just split the head in half.
Oh. Right down the middle.
Yeah.
Like you're slicing vegetables.
Exactly. Just like sushi.
Because Thad, Alfredo, and Kazir are all in the front, you can see down the hallway, which snakes down south. You don't see any additional rats. at the moment, but you do see an area that snakes down southeast towards you don't know what, because you haven't walked down. It's kind of like an S-shaped passage. But as the party kind of recovers from this fight, Aramis, who's within sight distance of where the white paper was southeast, notices someone or something has removed it from the rocky ground, and you can no longer see whatever that white paper was. And that's where we're going to end today. I'm going to go ahead and give everybody 125 experience points, not just for this battle, but also for the interactions and additional campaign lore you heard from meeting folks in the pub. And that will conclude today's session.
How do we get today?
225 total. So 100 from earlier and another 125 from...
So it's 225 total, right?
Correct. Also going to give everybody heroic inspiration going into next session. Yes, so Kazir is very lucky.
Use it at the right time.
You definitely did.
Because you can't stack it, yeah.
So all of you will get that in the next session. All right. Hope you had fun.
Oh, it was great.
Lots of fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. I think we'll figure out what you're doing next. Are you gonna chase the paper or chase the rats, or what are you gonna do? We'll find out next time.
No point.
All right. Have a great evening, everybody, and see you next time. Ciao. See ya.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye for now.
Thank you.